Could your dog kill you if it truly wanted to? It is an uncomfortable question, the kind that most of us push away the very moment it appears. But be honest with yourself for just a second, and really look at the animal lying there, at your feet. Those are the teeth of a predator. That's the body of a hunter, descended in a long and unbroken line, straight from wolves. And every single night, you lie down and make yourself completely defenseless. Your senses switched off, your throat exposed, only inches away from a creature that was built, at some deep and ancient level, to bring down living things. So, the honest answer to the question is one that most people never quite let themselves sit with. For a great many dogs, yes, it absolutely could. But here's the part that turns that unsettling little fact into something genuinely extraordinary. Because the real truth is not that your dog cannot hurt you. The real truth is that it easily could, and that it chooses, in every single moment of every single day, not to. And once you truly understand why, you will never look at your dog's gentleness the same way again. Let's be honest about what your dog actually is, physically, underneath all the soft fur and the wagging tail and the goofy expressions. It is an animal that is genuinely armed. Depending on its size, a dog's jaws can clamp down with a force measured in the hundreds of pounds, more than enough to crush right through bone. It is faster than you are over a short distance. It has the reflexes and the deep instincts of a hunter, a set of hardware refined over millions of years, specifically for catching and holding and killing prey. Attacks, while thankfully rare, are not some fiction. A large and determined dog is genuinely capable of causing fatal harm even to a full-grown adult. And none of this is meant to make you suddenly afraid of your dog. It is simply the plain truth that we tend to forget because we have wrapped these particular animals in blankets and little sweaters and gentle names. But underneath every bit of that, your dog is, and it always will be, a capable and powerful predator. And here is what should genuinely astonish you. All over the world, at this very moment, hundreds of millions of people are living in complete and total safety alongside these capable predators, sleeping beside them, wrestling with them, putting their bare hands right next to those powerful jaws, trusting them without a second thought around their own small children. The capability is always, always there. The opportunity is utterly constant. Your dog is never more than a few feet away from the chance to do you real harm, and it has that exact chance every hour of every day for the entire length of its life. And it simply never, ever takes it. Just stop and think about how remarkable that truly is. It is not that your dog lacks the power to hurt you. It is that a creature holding all of that power points it, without a single failure, completely away from you. The single most dangerous thing in your entire home spends the whole of its life being the gentlest. So why does it hold back like this? Part of the answer is something that dogs learn very young, a thing called bite inhibition. As puppies, tumbling around in rough play with their littermates and their mother, they slowly learn to control the raw force of their own jaws, discovering that when they bite down too hard, the fun immediately stops. A well-raised dog then carries that single lesson with it for the rest of its life. It is the entire reason a dog can take your whole hand gently into its mouth and hold it there with an almost unbelievable softness. Every bit of that crushing force fully present, and yet deliberately, carefully held in check. But the far deeper answer reaches back tens of thousands of years, all the way to domestication itself. Across countless generations, we did not simply tame dogs, we genuinely reshaped them. The ones that were calm, that bonded closely with humans, that turned their predatory drive away from their own human families, were the ones that got to thrive alongside us. The ones that were a danger to their people. Quite simply, were not. So, generation by patient generation, we quietly bred a predator whose very deepest instinct is not to hunt us at all, but to bond itself to us. Your dog's gentleness toward you is written directly into it, at the level of its own nature. And because of all of that long history, your dog does not file you away under the mental category of prey, or of threat, or of food. It files you under something else completely. Family. Pack. It's people. To your dog, the humans that it loves live inside a protected circle that it is deeply wired to defend and never to harm. All of that predatory power still exists inside it, fully and completely intact, but it is aimed outward, out at the world beyond the door, held in reserve in defense of the very people it lives with. You are not on the list of things that your dog might ever hurt. You are on the list of things that your dog would defend, using those very same teeth, right down to its last breath. The weapon is entirely real, but you, its person, were never once its target. And that outward-facing power is not simply held in reserve. It actively works for you. The very same strength and the very same teeth that could so easily end. You are the exact reason a stranger thinks twice at your door. The reason a threat in the dark hesitates. The reason you feel just a little bit safer with that shape asleep in the next room. Your dog took the single most dangerous thing about itself, and it quietly turned it into your shield. The predator did not vanish when it moved into your home. It simply, permanently, switched sides. All of that capability, the very thing that makes the honest answer to our whole question a yes, is now standing guard between you and the entire world, pointed outward, alert, and entirely on your behalf. The danger is completely real. It just happens to belong to you now. Now, honesty demands one important caveat here, because this is never something to simply take for granted. This restraint is astonishing, but it is not absolute, and your dog is still an animal, and not a saint. A dog gripped by real fear, or sudden sharp pain, or one that is pushed far past its limits, can sometimes act on raw instinct in a way that it never otherwise would. Bites do happen, and they happen almost always when a dog is frightened, or hurting, or feels itself cornered, not ever out of malice, but out of sheer panic. Which is exactly why the trust that exists between the two of you is something to honor carefully, and never something to test. The remarkable gentleness of a dog is a gift, and it is built entirely on that dog feeling safe, and loved, and respected. Treat it well, and that power stays pointed gently away from you for the whole of its life. This is not a reason to fear your dog. It is simply a reason to become truly worthy of the enormous trust that it is already, freely, handing you. And now, we finally arrive at the thing that turns this whole unsettling question completely on its head. Because the fact that your dog could hurt you is not, in the end, what should stay with you at all. What should stay with you is that its choice not to is only meaningful precisely because of that power. Think it through for a moment. Gentleness from something that could never possibly hurt you means almost nothing. But gentleness from something that so very easily could, and yet simply never does, is one of the most profound things in the entire world. Your dog's softness is not weakness. It is not the empty gentleness of a creature that has no other option available to it. It is the deliberate restraint of a true predator, actively choosing tenderness, over and over, every single day, with all of that enormous force held quietly and permanently in reserve. The warm, harmless weight leaning up against you tonight is, in truth, one of the most physically capable animals that you will ever be near. And it takes every ounce of that capability, all of that raw power, and it turns the entire thing into nothing at all but love, aimed directly and only at you. And there is something buried in that which reaches right down into what love actually is for every single one of us. Because real trust has always meant making yourself genuinely vulnerable to someone who truly could hurt you, and then believing, with your whole heart, that they simply won't. And every single night, you hand your dog the ultimate version of that exact trust. You lie yourself down, completely defenseless, right beside a predator, and then you fall asleep, utterly certain that you are safe. And every single night, it earns that trust completely, wrapping its powerful body around your vulnerable one and guarding it faithfully until morning. That, right there, is the entire shape of the bond, laid completely bare. Two creatures, each one fully capable of hurting the other, choosing instead night after night after night to keep one another safe. You are not living with a weapon that just happens to be tame. You are living with a genuine power that has, entirely of its own accord, quietly decided to love you. So, could your dog kill you if it wanted to? For a great many dogs, honestly, yes. It has the teeth, and the strength, and the speed, and it has the perfect opportunity every single day of its life. But it never, ever wants to. And that, in the end, is the entire point. Because your dog is not gentle simply because it happens to be harmless. It is gentle because somewhere across the long and ancient story between our two species, it took every last ounce of the predator that it was born to be, and it decided to point all of it away from you, and to spend its one short life fiercely protecting you instead. The single most dangerous creature in your whole home is also, somehow, the very safest place in your entire world. It could end you, and instead, every single day, without a single word, it simply chooses you. It chooses you when you are fast asleep and defenseless. It chooses you when you are careless or unfair with it. It chooses you again and again and again, with its teeth mere inches from you, and its whole enormous heart entirely, unshakably, on your side. That is not the absence of danger. That is something far greater than that. It is love, standing quiet and unmoved in the very presence of danger, and winning, completely, every single time. So the next time your dog rests its head against you, and you feel the sheer strength in that body go soft and still, understand exactly what you are being given. Not the harmlessness of something weak, but the deliberate, daily, unearned mercy of something powerful, that decided, out of all the beings in the world, that you were the one it would love.